Okay, let's unpack this. Asia's most popular football club. In 2021, when you think Asian football giants, maybe Japan, South Korea, Saudi Arabia spring to mind.
Right, the usual suspect.
But nope. An AFC poll crowned Tractor SC from Iran. They pulled in, over 750,000 votes?
Yeah, more than half the total votes cast, over 1.47 million. It's astonishing, really.
It tells you right away this isn't just any football club.
Exactly. That kind of support, it signals something much deeper, a real cultural connection.
And that's what we're digging into today. We've got this really comprehensive Wikipedia page on Tractor SC, and our mission basically is to figure out what drives this incredible passion.
It goes way beyond just the matches themselves.
Totally. We want to explore why this club is such a big deal in Iranian sports culture, and maybe even more broadly.
And the source, the Wikipedia entry, it's packed. History, ownership, the fans, rivalries, the social stuff. It's all in there.
So, for you listening, think of this as a crash course. We're going to hit you with some surprising facts, give you some real insight into this pretty intense world of global football fandom.
Ready to dive in.
Let's do it. Right back to the start. Founded 1970.
1349 in the Iranian calendar, yeah. And they were originally called Tractor-Sazi.
Tractor-Sazi, got it. Their first time in the top league was 1975, the Tak Jamshid Cup.
That was the one. Iran's top flight back then. And, well, their first season wasn't great. Finished last.
Ouch.
But just 2 years later, 1977, big improvement. They had coach Hossein Fekri, players like Parviz Mezloumi.
And what happened?
Climbed up to 5th place. Pretty impressive jump. Shows potential was there early on.
And 77 was significant for another reason, too, wasn't it? The Hazfi Cup?
Yeah, the very first Hazfi Cup final. That's Iran's main knockout tournament, like the FA Cup or Copa del Rey.
Making the final in year one is a statement.
Absolutely, even though they lost that final to Malavan. And you also had another club in Tabriz then, Mishin Sazi.
Oh, local rival.
Exactly. So the city's football scene was already kind of split.
Okay, then things get complicated. The 1980s, the revolution, the Iran-Iraq War, that must have hit football hard.
Hugely. The National League was suspended. Mostly just provincial cups were played.
So what happened to Tractor during that time?
Well, interestingly, they formed this kind of combined Tabriz team, a Montakob, with players from both Tractor and Mishin Sazi.
A temporary merger.
Sort of an all-star team for the region.
Right.
And they actually made the final of the 1986 Queeds League.
Did they win?
No, they lost to the Isfahan provincial team. But it showed football was still important, even then. And some key Tractor guys were still playing for the national team.
Right. And wasn't there a coach who arrived near the end of the 80s? Someone important.
Yes, Vasily Gadja from Romania. Whose arrival was, turned out to be pretty pivotal.
How so? The entry mentions a revival in the 90s linked to him.
Gadja really focused on youth development, building from the ground up.
And it worked.
It really did. Look at the 1991-92 Azadegan League. That was the top league post-war. Tractor actually finished first in their group, ahead of Esteghlal.
Wow, ahead of Estel. That's huge.
Massive. They ended up third overall after the playoffs, but still, that was their best league finish ever at that point.
And they produced some stars, right?
Oh, yeah. Future legends like Karim Bagheri, Siristin Mohammadi, Ismail Halali, Ali Bagmisha, too, all came through that system.
So they were really knocking on the door. Another final in 94.
Hazfi Cup final again, yeah. Lost that one too, unfortunately, to Bauman.
Always the bridesmaid.
Kind of felt that way for a bit. And then some key players left, and things went downhill again.
Yeah, the entry says they finished last in the Azadegan League in 2001, but then they somehow stayed up, controversially.
It's a bit unclear exactly why from the source. Maybe fan pressure, regional importance, who knows. But yeah, they were included in the brand new professional league, the Iran Pro League, the next season.
Didn't help much, though, did it?
No. Finished last again in 2001-02, and this time they were relegated for real, down to the second tier.
And they stayed there for a while.
7 seasons. A long spell in the wilderness for a club like that.
Must have been tough for the fans. Did they come close to promotion during that time?
They lost one promotion playoff, to Shirin Faraz Kermanshah. Lots of different coaches tried, but nothing clicked.
Until
the 2008-09 season, Coach Faraz Kamalvand came in, and there was a big financial push from Nazar Shafak.
And that did the trick.
That finally did it. Promoted back to the Pro League. Huge relief, you can imagine.
But then, another twist. Ownership change.
Right after promotion, yeah. The source mentioned security concerns, and ownership transferred from Shafak to Sipa Pazran, the IRGC.
The Revolutionary Guards. owning a football club.
It happens. They operated under Sipa Ashura, specifically. It's definitely a complex link between sport and state institutions you see sometimes.
And this period, from 2009 onwards, seems like they found their footing again. More stability.
Definitely more stable. And that IRGC link brought an advantage. They could recruit conscript players.
Ah, players doing their military service.
Exactly. Gave them access to a pool of young talent, really boosted the squad depth.
And the results showed, didn't they?
Oh, yeah. 3 times runners-up in the league, 2011-12, 2012-13, 2014-15. Always challenging.
Plus some cup success.
2 Hazfi Cups. 2014 under Tony Oliveira, the Portuguese coach.
And 2020.
2020 under Sakit El-Hami. And they also started qualifying for the Asian Champions League under Amir Galanoy, even got out of the group stage. Big steps.
It's interesting, some players from that 2009 promotion team stuck around for a long time.
Yeah, shows some continuity despite the coaching changes.
Huh.
Colvan got them up, Tony won the cup, Galanoy broke into Asia. Different successes.
Okay, let's quickly recap the ownership journey. Started with the tractor company,
Then Nazir Shafak, briefly.
then the IRGC period.
And since 2017, it's Mohammad Reza Zanouzi Matla. He's the current owner.
Quite a few changes at the top. And a name change, too.
Yeah, in 2019. From Tractor Sazi Tabriz to Tractor Azerbaijan, FIFA approved it. More symbolic, linking closer to the region.
Right. Okay, we've traced the history, the ups, the downs, the ownership. But you can't talk tractor without talking about the fans. That's where it gets really intense.
Intense is an understatement. The Wikipedia page just lays out incredible levels of support.
Like being the best supported team in the league year after year.
Consistently. And topping the attendance in the AFC Champions League in 2016, too.
And those AFC online polls. Most popular in Iran, then South and Central Asia.
And finally, voted Asia's most popular club overall in 2021. Over 750,000 votes, remember. It signifies something huge about their cultural footprint.
Now, the source does add a little caution, right, about maybe those online polls being, susceptible to campaigns or manipulation.
It mentions that possibility, yeah. You always have to take online polls with a grain of salt. But even so, the scale of participation is undeniable.
And they claimed a massive official fan base number back in 2010.
Something like 482,000 registered fans. The claim was it was more than Real Madrid's official count at the time.
Whether that's exactly accurate or not.
It still paints a picture of a colossal, dedicated following.
And it's not just in Tabriz.
No. The support base is spread all across the Azerbaijan region of Iran, other Turkic-speaking areas too. They travel in huge numbers for away games, especially to Tehran.
They even have a nickname for the fans.
Pourshurha. It means the passionate ones.
Fits perfectly.
And their style of support, the noise, the visuals, it's often compared to Turkish fans who are famous for creating that intense atmosphere.
There was that ranking, too, from Transfermarkt?
Yeah, 2019. Ranked 5th globally for average home attendance. Ahead of Arsenal, ahead of Real Madrid. Just think about that.
Coaches who've seen it all are blown away, too.
Tony Oliveira coached Benfica, right?
Yeah.
Said in 34 years he'd never seen support like it.